Hello, fabulous Aries. Welcome to your horoscope for the year of 2015, Love Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What a great year we have for you in the context of love for several reasons, the least of which is not the fact that you have got Jupiter moving through a part of the sky for you that has to do with romance. It has to do with the feelings that love provides. Now, I did speak about this at length in the Jupiter special horoscope for your sign, and I do think that it is going to be this that speaks most profoundly to the progress, the changes, and the forward movement that you are going to be experiencing. But what is particularly interesting about this energy is I do think that it is very likely that your experiences in love, especially for those of you who are open to new love, is really likely to come absolutely out of the blue and absolutely surprise you as well, and is very likely to be a type of love very different than what you have known before. So there isn't this, wow, I always seem to have the same person with like a different outfit shows up for me. I don't think that that's going to be the case. Rather, a much more likely scenario is somebody very different than what you've known before comes into your life and is a catalyst for some very important personal changes that you need to understand, personal changes that you actually have been building towards for a while. And on one level, yes, there's a difference in the type of people that you're attracting this year. Again, if you're open to new love, you are going to be attracting people. There is going to be lots of flirting happening as well. But what I think is really interesting about the energy is the fact that people are likely to be very different than what you've known before, and you actually like it that way. So they are people who have different backgrounds, educational backgrounds, religious backgrounds, even cultural or racial backgrounds as well. For some of you, even different genders than what you're used to dating as well, a different gender than maybe what you're used to dating as well. And I do think also, as I look at this energy, that there is an element here of you being awakened by being presented with love in such a different form. You feeling things that you didn't know that you could before as a result of the experiences that you have in love. Where it comes to those open to new love, the months of March and the months of June are set to be very important in the context of love. I'm going to be a little bit honest with you. I'm always honest with you, actually, but I always find a nice way to put my honesty. I'm always going to be honest with you, and I do think I will be honest with you in regards to the fact that the month of July, where it comes to love, looks to be a little bit of a different type of adventure. It looks like you're asking yourself some really tough questions as to just how it is that this person fits into a bigger picture for your life, and where it is also that maybe something might, and I gotta say, there is an element here of maybe you feeling like something's off, something's not right. The stability that you actually want might not be here. Now, what you actually do with that is going to be up to you, and that doesn't mean that the situation might not evolve towards greater stability, but it does look like you are wrestling with feelings of feeling that what you have might not be something that you actually consider fits into a bigger picture for your life. And so that's going to be a part of your sacred learning to decide what it is that you're actually going for in the bigger picture, where it is that you may think that you're just having fun, but where it is maybe your actions look a little different as well. I'm reminded of the sky. When I look at the sky, I'm reminded of, how much detachment in a certain part of the world, and in particular in the Western part of the world, we like detachment. We want to seem very self-sufficient. We want to seem very sort of emotionally self-contained, able to provide for ourselves, not asking or not being as open as we might think that we want to be, or as open as we actually do feel. We don't want to appear vulnerable. We don't want to appear needy as well. And the truth is that in the process of doing this, sometimes there can be a lot of fear that is actually there. Fear that by aligning yourself with someone, you're actually losing something, an identity of self, or rather fear that you might actually scare the other person away if you were being honest about just what it is that you want. I think you're going to find, if you're really honest with yourself this year, that you do want to experience the joy that love can provide. And you yourself are going to be wrestling with, well, what is that going to mean for you now and in your future? And how do you actually feel about that? Are you actually comfortable with that? All of these are going to be emotions that you will be learning from as you navigate your personal road towards greater love and greater wisdom. Those of you who are dating somebody right about now, all of these themes seem to be particularly magnified. And I gotta say that if you are with somebody who you maybe know isn't the exact right fit for you, this is going to be a chance for you to really understand where it is that change needs to happen and to actually feel a sense of not only self-confidence, but to feel a sense of self, to have that self-knowledge, to have that sense that, you know what, yes, I do have something that I can give to myself, and this particular alliance isn't taking me in the direction that I really want to go in. There is going to be that ability to be honest with yourselves, and that is in the case if you are, yes, you may be in a committed relationship, but much more likely if you're actually dating somebody. Not so much about the commitment element, okay? So this isn't somebody that you've signed that marriage contract with necessarily, but if you're in a situation where you're dating somebody, again, the issues raised with the singles out there, as I just spoke about, the issues raised there are going to be particularly important to you in the context of this person that you're dating. In particular, where it is that you are not stating clearly what it is that you want, but also where it is that while there may be things here that you do enjoy, you feel is so healing, if something in your spirit knows that you're going in a different direction than this person, you're going to get honest with yourself and you're going to be willing to make those changes. In some cases, I see this as a light bulb with rather suddenly saying, oh, wow, I'm with this person and I really don't want to be. I'm ready to move on. Now, but if you're one of those people who's actually made a commitment, I think that the focus is going to be a little bit different. So the focus is going to be much more on, in the first part of the year, about the joy that the two of you facilitate for each other. So there does seem to be that element there. What you can do to magnify the love between you seems to be that element there. But then it changes up a little bit. And the reason for that is, once we get you into 2016, and I'll be here to talk about it then, the energy becomes a lot more focused on partnership and marriages and commitments and contracts that you may sign with somebody that you want to align yourself with. And in order, just before you get there, it's almost as if I'm seeing you in the second part of the year say, okay, on the one hand, does this person fit my life? That's going to be a big question. Does this person fit my life? The little business, the day in and day outs of living, can we actually do this? Does this person make sense on a very practical level? So you're going to be asking yourself those very important questions as well, because I'm reminded as I look at the sky for you that it is said that two people can have a lot of love between them, a lot of passion between them, a sense of chemistry, a sense of connection. But if their habits are very different, then it can be very difficult. And on the other hand, two people can maybe not necessarily have the greatest chemistry, the most passionate connection, but if they've got a lot of habits that mesh really well, and they have a temperament that meshes really well with each other, a lifestyle that works really well, then it becomes that much easier to be with this person over the long haul. And so this is going to be part of what you're asking yourself, and especially in the context of dating and in the context of a partnership, how is it that we can create greater balance so that our habits match, so that our day in and day out is something that is or has an easier flow to it, not just on a practical level of, who's going to take the car when, although that might be an issue, but rather on a more immediate level that has to do with okay, where is it that maybe I'm not thinking about this person when I go about doing this that I know irritates them? Why am I doing that? These are the type of questions that will come up. And ultimately, it's all part of solidifying and strengthening that bond, making that bond into something that feels that it actually can blend in and improve your life for a very long time to come. One thing is for sure, though, the universe wants you to have fun, wants you to enjoy love this year, and wants you to settle into something that feels right. And when you find it, you will know it. And this year, you've got tremendous cosmic support for finding it completely out of the blue. Finding that love that either you've been waiting for, or that reconnection and that spark that you thought was gone and you realize it isn't. There's a lot of creative energy in the air, a lot of passionate energy in the air as well. And you're set to have a lot of fun where it comes to love.